Let me ask you about Palantir, which we just found out you've added to. Can you tell our viewers why you added rather significantly to your stake in Palantir?
Hi guys, welcome to another episode. I'm Kosh and this is Kosh Trading. Before we start, a quick disclaimer. So the stocks and securities that I analyze are not a recommendation to buy, sell or hold. The stocks are purely just educational purposes, and some of the stocks that I do go over, I may hold positions in myself, as I do with Palantir. So let's jump right into it. There's been a lot of chatter recently about Palantir. I know ARK has invested quite significantly into the stock or the company, and people are wondering whether because they've invested, whether they should invest too, and would that be a good strategy. So let's just look at the pros and cons. Before I do start, as everyone knows, I don't tend to look at fundamentals when I invest in a stock. I purely look at the technicals and I make decisions for myself. But if you did want to have a look at what bigger corporations are doing or institutions are doing, would it be a bad idea? I don't know if it would be a bad idea because, I mean, a lot of people know ARK Investments. They're probably one of the biggest or the biggest managed funds, and they've won numerous awards, and their results kind of speak for themselves. I had the results up here not too long ago, actually. I've still got them here. So this is on Bloomsburg. Catherine Woods, whatever you want to call her, the CEO and founder of ARK. She's obviously ran the company, and her funds, the ARKG, has gone up 203% year to date from from December 28th, 2020, which is where this has been recorded. Probably gone up quite a bit since then, but 203%. The sort of flagship ARKK is 159%, and ARKW, which is 156%. Quite significant. Like, I mean, the next best competitor is 141%, 119, 118. And they're quite big. They're quite big players in the sort of ETF world. But you know, she's almost doubled some of these players. So you can see why she's got a lot of credibility in the game, and why people would want to, if she's buying a stock, why they would want to buy the stock as well. My question really is that if you follow these ETFs so badly, then why don't you just buy the ETF itself? Because you're bound to then just get it at the price that she bought it for. She's bought it for this sort of price around here at 25. Will you be able to manage the you know, if you're following, is it part of your strategy? Because their strategy is very much buy, hold, and it's a value play. Is that something that you're looking to do? And if it's a part of your strategy, then you know, you can consider it. But it's really about understanding your strategy and understanding why they've bought and what their goals are, where their entry points were, where their exit points are. And it's very hard for you to have an entry and exit point the same as they would. So you couldn't exactly follow what they've done. But saying that, they've done, I mean, look at some of the stocks that they hold and how well they've been doing. You know, Roku, Square, Tesla, Spotify. I mean, the big that they've done. I mean, even, you know, everyone knows about Tesla, where they bought quite a bit of analysis on that, actually. They bought back down here, and then it's been going up. And some people are saying, well, a little triangle going on here. So people are saying whether it was worth, if it was worth them buying in at the top here. But it's not really, because their entry points here, and you don't know where they've been distributing at the top. So The best thing I could say to you is don't follow ARK. Just understand why they've done it, and then you can invest based on why, and not just simply mirroring what they've done. Palantir, I have invested in myself, but not because of ARK. But they've certainly added something to the investment, because it's not the fact that you invest because ARK has invested, it's because you know big institutions are behind it, and it gives a little bit more of a probability. But I'll tell you why I've invested. As usual, we go through the weeklies first to understand what the stock, how the stock has been performing, and then we go on to the dailies. The weeklies here, there isn't anything quite significant because it is a recent IPO, you know, back in September, so there's not much previous price action to go on. And anyways, even if there was, it doesn't always represent what's going to happen in the future. I mean, a trend that I had previously was from here to here, but it broke the trend, so it doesn't really do anything for you at the moment, these trends, especially with the way the market is acting at the moment. So I'll jump into the dailies and I'll let you know why I felt there was an opportunity into this. And I'll take away this trend. Look, once a trend is broken, that trend no longer is a trend, so you don't want to think about that. But what we could see where big clusters are, and if I had my my indicator, my volume indicator, where most of the volume took place, you would see that a lot of the action was taken in around this sort of area, and this is where on this doji stick it found support. But these three candlesticks is really what why I've decided to invest. On this day here, this was the day of the entry. It was a great risk to reward, in my opinion, anyway, because your stop could have been somewhere around this 23, but the upside reward of, I believe it went up, you know, 15 to 18%, even 20% here. The upside reward was better than the downside possibility. I'm not saying that there wasn't a downside possibility, but it was just a risk to reward. Going back to where I'm trading and why I'm trading this sort of pattern here, it's purely down to these three candlesticks together. So this is the downtrend, this is the doji, and this is the reversal. And three together, this is what's called the bullish abandoned baby. I don't know why it's called that, but it's just what it is. You can Google it and get to know the strategy, the pattern a little bit better. But because it's a pattern, I mean, I think I've got an image here for you. Because it's a pattern, let me see if I can put it side by side. Yeah, here we go. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Patterns don't necessarily mean it's a strategy. You can play a pattern, but if you don't have a strategy, it doesn't mean anything. So make sure that you've got your strategy. If you want to know what my strategy is, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than happy to share it with you. But what I wanted to share with you, and the purpose of the video, is my entry point, which was down here. We'll just start a position, and what this confirmation bar actually meant for me. Yeah. So what is a bullish abandoned baby? I've written a guide here just to give you a small understanding of it. No way is this meant to be a comprehensive lesson on bullish abandoned baby, because there's a lot more to go, a lot more to understand than just that. But the gist of it is really the first candle is negative. The first candle is negative and part of the ongoing downtrend. So this is the first candle of the three, and this is a part of the ongoing downtrend. Yeah, so that's one. And then the second candlestick is a doji and gaps down from the previous bar, and that's the second candlestick. What I should say is, with high relative relative volume, and preferably above the 30-day moving average, which is obviously around here, but you can see the amount of volume that was put down here. So we'll just say in general the volume should be high, and this day here, obviously we didn't know what was going to happen on that day here, but on this day here, this equated to almost the same as the next biggest bar throughout the entirety of this from IPO. So you've got what, 300 here, and you've almost got 300 amount of volume here. What does that say to me? Big amounts of volume down here. That means that although there was a lot of supply, people selling down here, there was a lot of buyers, there was a lot of demand down here at the same time. In fact, they absorbed almost all of the selling that was going on. So if you imagine volume, obviously this is this is just theoretically, but you've got 150 million amounts of volume being sold and 150 million amounts of volume being bought, and you can see that this is where the equilibrium happen, and this is where you can see a lot of the absorption happen. So because of the downtrend here, you can reasonably predict that there will be a reversal going on, and because of that, because there was a bigger risk down here, I think you would have to put a tight stop loss, maybe at 3 or 4%, but the reward was an amazing 20%, and that was a risk worth taking. Again, trading isn't about certainties, it's about probabilities, but stacking the probabilities in your favor, and that was definitely a good one there. Now, where you've got a reversal here, and a strong reversal with almost the most amount of volume possible up here, alongside the pattern and alongside your strategy, I definitely think that this is worth taking. I would have liked to see, I mean, if I'm honest, the third one says the last candle gaps up, which it does. It gaps up here, yeah, and ends as tall as the bullish candle. It did get up to 30, which was the price prediction from up here. Literally, if I take it down to the 15-minute chart, you can see that post close, which was here, it went all the way back up to 30. So although you see a little sort of stick at the top, a wick at the top, because of this from what happened during the market open, the close like literally filled up that. So it closed as bullish as it possibly could have closed, to be honest. So yeah, that's my take on Palantir. What do I expect Palantir to do next? I've got some graphs from Google. Unfortunately, this isn't my work. I've literally just taken the graphs from Google to give you a illustration of what you could potentially expect from a bullish abandoned baby. You've got 1, 2, 3 here, and then you've got one massive candlestick that goes up and then comes back down to test. Putting that alongside here, if I could, maybe I can't. So yeah, so what this one says, there's a possibility for it to then open on Monday on a huge huge green candlestick going all the way up here and then coming back and then going again. Other scenarios is that it goes up quietly, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then small increments up, as you would expect on a reversal. And other ones here, again, small increments up. What I would like personally is those small increments up, which I don't really want to see a big day on here where it breaks past this resistance, which I'm going to expect around here. We're going to expect some around 33.50. I wouldn't want it to just burst out of this, because then it hasn't given enough time for sellers to think, so we can then expect it to come back down. I want it to happen slowly and gradually. So over the course of the next month or so, I want there to be some of the limelight taken away from it, a bit like Amazon at the moment. No one's talking about it, but it's slowly consolidating. I want it to go up like that and then burst out and then come out like that and then burst out and slowly make its return. Obviously there's going to be a lot of trap buyers up here. Anyone that's bought up around the 45 mark over the last couple of days will be itching for it to go back up here, and they'll sell out, break even. But really and truly, what do I want? I want this sort of stuff going on where we've got tight candlesticks around here going up to that 33.50 up here and then bursting out maybe up here again, some consolidation throughout this range and then bursting out, but slowly. This sort of action here, just one big action here, will cause a return back here. So I don't want that big action, but slowly. But yeah, you do need to, it will be being patient on this one. I expect it to take about a month or so before we see some real gains, but I genuinely think hanging in there. I'm in with PLTR, Roku as well, which I expect it to do well. But yeah, that's PLTR. If you've got any questions, please let me know. The channel's been growing so fast, I can't even believe it myself. We're on 50 subscribers already. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe. I'm going to try and get more videos out quicker, and I apologize if the mic is a little bit fuzzy. Got a new one on its way too. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and